Hello and welcome back to my channel, which is all about dressing with style and confidence for the 50+ woman. In today's video I'm going to go through some of my spring-summer capsule wardrobe. It's something that a lot of you have asked about, but what I thought I would do is make it a little bit more useful for you, because I'm going to talk about some of the pieces about why I've got them and how they work on a 50+ body shape, and also to try and answer some of the questions that you've been leaving me as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first of all, I wanted to say that I know a lot of you might be new subscribers who've come to me via a video about concealing a tummy over 50. This video has gone mad over the last couple of weeks, and I've had lots of comments on it. I've had a few questions as well, and so I wanted to talk through some of the pieces in my capsule wardrobe and how I'm going to wear them, but specifically for women over 50 and addressing some of those issues. Now, one comment that I had, and in fact a couple of people have mentioned it, are about wearing tops which are sleeveless. And I do have a couple of sleeveless tops in my spring-summer capsule wardrobe. In fact, I have several. So I've got a linen shirt, a couple of these little sort of linen vest tops, which I find really useful, not particularly flattering when worn on their own, but I will show you how I wear those. And a couple of sort of silk tops as well. Now these two you will have seen if you've watched videos of mine in the past. I do wear these without anything over the top of them because I'm not too bothered about my arms, but I know that a lot of women are. I have other issues which concern me far more than my arms do, so I don't really mind showing them off. But what I'm going to do is show you actually the outfit that I'm wearing, and the little trick that I will quite often use, and that is by using something like either a long line shirt or shirt dress like this one, or it might be a jacket, it might be one of these kind of soft waterfall cardigans. So during the summer months when it's hot, you probably don't want to have too many layers, but if you don't want to show your arms, then a great option is to use one of these kind of top pieces, and depending on the weather there are different options that you could go for. Today isn't too hot, so this works fine. If it was a very hot day, I might go for something more like this really lightweight linen cardigan, or this kind of gauze linen jacket. We'll link any pieces in the description box which I think you might find useful, but I'm going to show you in here the difference between wearing this outfit on its own without the top piece and then with the top piece. So you can see that it really does make a difference, not only to, you know, the coverage of the arms, but it also makes me look an awful lot slimmer as well. Just by breaking up the outfit and kind of just having this centerpiece of colour showing, it immediately makes me look much slimmer. So if you are concerned about either your arms or about looking slimmer and making outfits look more flattering, this is one of the top tricks that I use all of the time. So let's talk about some of the pieces that I've got in my wardrobe that work really well for doing this. And as I said, things like a lightweight shirt dress, something in viscose would be great because that's really lightweight, and if you don't like linen, it is a good alternative. Things like these kind of waterfall style cardigans in a fine linen, which I've got a couple of. This one was from the White Company a couple of years ago, and this one is from a brand called Wrap, which I know they do still have in stock, so I will link that one for you. The other one which I absolutely love, which is this season, is this little kimono jacket, and kimono jackets have become really popular, and again this one is really nice and lightweight, so it does work really well for this. And then the other option is one of these sort of, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see, it's kind of a loose weave linen jacket. So again, it's not too hot to wear, but it does give you a little bit of extra shape as well. And these are from a brand called Masai, who also do the waterfall cardigans, which again I know a lot of you have asked about. They do both of these every summer. They do the cardigans sometimes in the winter as well, in different colourways. So again, I will link those for you in the description box. So that's a few of the pieces that you've seen that are in my spring summer capsule wardrobe, which kind of help to cover the arms, give you that little bit of an extra top piece, but also add a bit of a slimming touch as well. Now the next piece that I wanted to talk about is a pair of classic wide leg linen trousers. Now for somebody who is like me, who's an apple shape and also short waisted, these aren't perfect, but I do love them. I really love a wide leg trouser, and so I do want to be able to wear them. So let's take the example again of perhaps wearing those with one of these little linen vest tops. Now I'm going to slot in a video here to show you what the two of those would look like together. I've tucked it in and I've put a belt on it. It's my absolute worst look. As you will see, I look dumpy, I look frumpy, and so I'm now going to show you how I can make that outfit just look much more stylish and much more flattering for me. Now, normally I wouldn't wear a belt because I don't have a waist, and all I'm doing is emphasising the fact that I don't wear a waist. But this clever little trick is by putting a belt over the top of the top and then putting one of these top pieces over that. Immediately it's much more stylish, it's much more flattering, and again it makes me look much slimmer. So if you're like me and you love a wide leg trouser, then think about doing it that way rather than tucking things into it. The other thing that you don't really want to do is wear a sort of longer line top over it, because again it looks sort of frumpy and baggy. So think about wearing things that are a little bit more fitted and perhaps putting a top piece over, and then of course you can use my little belt trick. Now the other thing which I do have several of in my wardrobe, which again work really well for my body shape, are these what I call bias cut tops. Now I have talked about these before. If you don't know what bias cut means, it means that the fabric is cut across the grain of the fabric rather than down the line of the grain. So what it does is it gives you this little bit of sort of fluidity, and also gives a little bit of stretch to the fabric as well. Now I really like these tops for an apple shape because they fit onto the bust, but they've got some give over the tummy area, and depending on how tall you are, they do long versions of them and they do slightly shorter versions, and I think they do even shorter versions than this, but I prefer to go for the longer line ones because I am short-waisted, so it does lengthen the body a little bit. So I find these tops really useful in my wardrobe. However, if I go back to those linen trousers, I'm going to pop a video in here to show you me wearing the top and the trousers together. Not ideal, as you can see. Again, I look far too boxy like that. So instead, the way that I will wear these tops is with a pair of slimmer straight leg trousers, and these are my absolute favourite trousers from Eileen Fisher. I've got them in several colours. I have mentioned them before. They aren't cheap, they are an investment, but to me they are worth every penny because they are exquisitely comfortable. They also last forever. I have a navy blue pair that are 6 years old. They're beginning to really soften up now, which again isn't a bad thing, but they are the kind of thing that maybe you buy one pair a year. I tend to buy a pair when there's a new colour in that I want, but because I wear them so often, although they are a hefty investment and I do appreciate that, they do work really well for me. Now the other thing that I mentioned I think back in that video about the tummy was that I don't wear jeans anymore. I don't particularly like jeans. Occasionally I will drag out a pair of stretch jeans, but to be honest, they're not the most comfortable, they're not the most flattering for me, so I do tend to avoid them. But I have found something this season which I do really like. They're not jeans, they're actually chinos, and they're slightly cropped, slightly wide-legged, and they're from Borkian. I will slot in a picture of me wearing them here. Now, I took these when I went away to Scotland last week, and I wore them to death because they are quite high-waisted, so they come up right over that tummy area and they suck everything in. They've got a bit of stretch to them. When you first put them on, they feel quite tight, but they actually stretch, and they were incredibly comfortable, and I just found them really great. They are a little bit thicker, so they're not ideal for the hottest days, but obviously in Scotland the weather was pretty awful, so they worked really well, and they will work for you on days that aren't so warm. So I thought those were a really good option that I wanted to share with you. And then the other thing that I wanted to share with you is a pair of culottes. Now, I really like culottes, again, because I love that sort of wide leg shape. I think they're a little bit more modern as well. They are an alternative to a skirt if you're not a big skirt person. But again, there is a way to wear them. So I'm going to pop a picture in here of these culottes with a silk cami top. Now, as you can see, again, it's all a little bit shapeless. So if you are going to wear something like this, there's a couple of options of different ways that you could wear them. So instead, I've swapped the shorter camisole top for one that's slightly longer. And this time I have again belted it. I've done that belt trick, and I've popped over the top this top piece, and you can see immediately again I look more shapely in it. It's a little bit more sophisticated, and again, if you don't like that issue of uncovering your arms, I've got my arms covered up. And then the other alternative I've gone for is by putting this little kimono jacket over it. And I wanted to say, when I mentioned kimonos before, another great place to look for them is Monsoon. Borkian do have a couple of them. I will link a few for you. But what I've done with this one, it does come with a belt. And I have actually tied the belt at the back so that it gives a little bit more shape when I'm wearing it loose and open. So again, I'm going to slot in a little video here showing you what that looks like with the culottes. Okay, and then finally I wanted to mention jewellery. Somebody asked me quite recently about pieces of jewellery. There is a big trend at the moment for sort of fine, delicate, layered necklaces. But I do like these long line ones because, again, they do, if you are short-waisted, they do lengthen the body. They also kind of draw the eye up and down like that. So you're looking at that sort of vertical rather than looking at width horizontally. So they do work really well. Now, the one I'm wearing is from Phase 8. This one is really old, but they do have other pendants. A couple of others that I wanted to show you. Again, most of them are old, but these are places worth looking. This one, which you will have seen me wear quite a few times, was from Marks and Spencer's, so not expensive at all, and again, they are worth looking at. This one, which I did buy quite recently, a lot of you commented on the blue one that I've got, and I did hunt around a little bit. Now, this one actually came from Etsy. I will link the company because they do have several different colours, but another place to look for these is, believe it or not, on Amazon. And then also this one, which you will have seen me wear a few times, was from Kate Spade. Kate Spade is a little bit more expensive, but she really does some great jewellery, some really sort of fun pieces. So that's a place for you to look. And then the other jewellery brand that I really love is Lola Rose as well. So they do some really nice jewellery too. So that is a quick run through of some of the pieces in my capsule wardrobe, why I've bought them, how I wear them. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I will try and answer them for you, or perhaps in another video if I don't get back to all the comments. So keep your eyes open when a new video is released. If you click on the little bell and you're subscribed, you will get notified when I release a new video. So if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, then I would love it if you did. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.